Over the last few years, artificial intelligence has mastered language. It learned to write emails, summarize reports, and generate code. But the technology has moved past simply generating text. It is now executing real-world actions. Enterprise systems are opening directly to these agents. AI now has immediate technical access to live application programming interfaces, the internal links that connect corporate software. They are interacting with banking portals, updating customer records in real time, and deploying code directly into production environments. This timeline charts the evolution of work. We spent decades using software to multiply knowledge. Now, AI actively analyzes data and recommends paths. The leap happens here, moving to autonomous execution. An AI agent acts on its own, from suggestion to a completed workflow. This shift changes the risk profile of a business. When AI was restricted to drafting text, a mistake was a bad paragraph that a human editor would catch. Now, a bad assumption becomes an irreversible business action, carried out at machine speed, before any person realizes it happened. We are facing a foundational dilemma. A system's technical ability to perform a task is separate from its authority to do so in reality. An agent might know exactly how to execute a wire transfer, but that doesn't mean it should be allowed to in a specific moment. Traditional enterprise governance manages this through static tools. Organizations rely on written policy documents, user authentication protocols, and risk assessments conducted months before a system is ever launched. Traditional governance stops abruptly the moment the software is deployed. This creates a flashing, unmonitored void, the execution gap, sitting right before the sharp peak where the AI actually fires off a command. Consider a routine supplier payment. A manager approves an AI to pay an invoice at 10:30 a.m. At 10:41 a.m., the supplier's account details change in the database. At 10:42 a.m., the AI executes the payment based on that original, now outdated, approval. Human reality changes in milliseconds. Accounts close, policies update, and permissions expire. Because current governance assumes a static world, businesses are operating with a blind spot right at the point of impact. Valo serves as an independent governance layer, functioning as the ultimate execution boundary. It sits between the AI's internal logic and the real-world consequences of its commands. Every AI command must pass through these 5 checkpoints. Before any action connects with the real world, Valo verifies that the specific request is admissible, the authority is proven, the policy is aligned, and the context is still valid. We call this requirement continuous integrity. A decision's justification must remain true all the way down to the exact millisecond of execution. If the underlying data changes after an approval is given, the permission instantly expires. To test this safely, Valo uses shadow mode. It observes live AI workflows and runs proposed actions against this boundary without touching production data. This allows organizations to see exactly what would have been stopped before risking real-world assets. By placing a physical checkpoint right before the action, this architecture makes AI activity predictable, legally defensible, and fully governed. This is enforced through a mechanism called a commit token. It is a highly specific, short-lived permission slip. If any data stream, like the current context, turns red, the token instantly shatters before the action can be completed. When context shifts, the token expires immediately, and the action is hard stopped. No money moves, no code deploys, and the decision is kicked back to human judgment for review. When an execution successfully crosses the execution boundary, Valo generates an undeniable cryptographic receipt. This captures the initial decision, the specific evidence used to justify it, and the final outcome. This receipt provides a complete record of the transaction. It documents exactly why the action was allowed, the specific evidence used to justify it, and the precise authority invoked at that millisecond. Leadership no longer has to guess how or why an autonomous action occurred. The burden of proof has shifted away from human auditors and into the technology itself. Securing data is essential, but simply removing repetitive work is only half the equation. The real goal is determining what humans do with the time they reclaim. Valo introduces the human capacity flywheel. This protocol mandates that the hours saved by AI must be deliberately reinvested into human quality, learning, and new value creation, moving beyond the simple goal of headcount reduction. This system channels reclaim time into nodes like the Wisdom Reserve. This captures the irreplaceable judgment, intuition, and edge case experience of veteran workers, expertise that cannot be reconstructed from documents alone. AI agents excel at fetching data and parsing spreadsheets, but only a human has the unique ability to apply institutional memory to understand what truly matters. True enterprise scale comes from building an infrastructure that preserves human purpose while delegating digital complexity. Look closely at this question. Beyond the intelligence of your AI models, you must ask who is guarding the boundary where those models touch your reality. Organizations require undeniable accountability for every action taken at machine speed. Operational success depends on having a system that remains tethered to human oversight, even when moving faster than any person could track. Governed execution defines the integrity of the entire system. Technology carries the weight of the complexity, leaving humans free to carry the possibilities.